The Canadiens have struggled as of late, but what kind of challenges does a team like Montreal still present?
They're a good, young, fast-skilled team. They didn't have the success they had last season as the fluke. I mean, they definitely earned it, and they're a good team, just like us. They haven't had the greatest start to the year, but that just shows that they're gonna be desperate too. They're gonna be out there. They're gonna be working hard.
Yeah.
Bryan, I got a two-part for you. First part, do you think the hockey gods finally gave you guys a little bit of puck luck with Jake's goal last night?
Yeah, definitely. I do think it was a good play by Jake, though. I think it's one of those plays that looks kind of fluky, but it's just a reactionary kind of open that's escape of it bounce off. You could see him trying to reach for the puck to kind of bat it in, but it just went in first. So, but it was definitely nice to see one on the power play go in. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, from a process standpoint, I mean, you guys are seeing about the same number as last year in terms of expected goals, shots from the slot, on the power play, puck battles, one. I mean, many of the same things are similar. One area of slippage is entries, but do you see any other areas that need work on the power play that have maybe contributed to the fact you guys not scoring, or does it just simply come down to finishing and that's it?
I think with the exception of the Washington game, that game wasn't great. I think we just got to finish. We just got to make the most of our chances. I think like you said, we've had, especially over the last stretch here, we've had some games where we've had some really good power plays. Again, the exception of probably that 5-on-3 in Ottawa and then the game in Washington. But other than that, we've had some good power plays, had a lot of really good looks, and it's obviously nice to see one go in. But I think we got to continue to kind of read off each other, and when things aren't going your way, I think we just gotta simplify and kind of like Jake's goal, we'll get a bounce.
So.
Bryan, how have you measured how you've played since coming back from the injury? I mean, there's no goals but a handful of assists. I know that's not the only way to gauge how you play, but just what's been your assessment of your play since coming back?
Been a little bit up and down. There's been very similar to the team, I'd say. At the times when I've been good, making plays, I'm feeling good, and there's times where I've had lapses. But I think the second half of last game, especially going into the third period, kind of got my legs back and I felt good, and I think I'm just going to try to build off that, especially now that I sit back, we got a couple games under our belt, and hopefully kind of ride the momentum of having a strong third period. However, we didn't win, but we were strong, we had a lot of good chances, we had a lot of good zone time.
Dave?
Bryan, has there been much talk in the room during the past day about the potential sale of the franchise? And if so, do guys seem to think it would be a good thing or a bad thing, or is there an opinion one way or the other?
It was told to us briefly that there may be a sale of the team, and I think we were told that all things are going to kind of be run the same, and I don't think there's any good or bad feelings about it. From what I've heard, I haven't heard too much about it. Obviously, you can speculate, but until it's done, I don't think there's going to be too many real opinions coming out.
Shelley?
Bryan, I'm going to ask you a little bit about Mike Sullivan. Going back to when he started coaching, I'm not sure he would have said that he would have signed up for some of this stuff, even though that there's injuries and things happen. But a pandemic, a GM putting in the middle of the season, possible sale in the middle of the season, and him having to step back and coach virtually because he couldn't be around the team again tomorrow. How has he kind of handled that? Have you seen him be pretty adaptable? What have you guys seen?
He's done a great job. He's been very adaptable. Just like us players, there's things in the season where you can't really control things. Obviously, with a GM stepping down or a pandemic, you just got to kind of roll with the punches, and things happen, and you got to adapt on the fly. And I think he was the one who was preaching that from the start, and he's backing up his own words, and he's doing great at doing the same thing.
Two more. Josh?
Bryan, Mike last night talked about Sid and him getting kind of reacclimated to a game-type atmosphere and environment. What have you seen from him in these two games? Did you see a lot of progress from him from game one back to game two back as he makes his way back from injury and COVID?
Yeah, obviously hasn't been an easy stretch for him, but you can see as kind of each shift goes on, each period goes on, you can see we're talking on the bench, you can see him getting better, reacting quicker, getting the flow of the game back. Speaking from experience, it's not very easy when you're out for a long period of time, and then you come back. Obviously, he only played one game and then was out for COVID reasons, and now he's back, and now he's got a couple under his belt, and I think he's an unbelievable player. He's gonna get that confidence back, but it's just one of those things that it is growing, it is getting back. So like I said earlier, in the third period, last night we were great, and he was a huge part of that. He was out there making plays, working hard, being in the right spots, and I think you're only going to see him get better and better here.